see, this is what the program, right? So we know all the rules, right? How can we convert the infix expression into the postfix? So if we want to recap the whole thing whatever we have discussed in the last two sessions, so let we have a one that is infix array, right? So infix array is having we can say this type of thing, x plus y, right, multiplied something like this, right, multiplication with suppose z, and then finally null character. This is what, this is your infix array. So I'm just writing I, right? You have the another array, and that is called the postfix array. So here I'm just writing p, right? It is a postfix array, and obviously this will be empty because your program will read that infix expression which is entered by the user, and that gets converted into the postfix. So here in this particular array, right, your program will compute a postfix of this infix expression which is given by the user, right? So here what are the rules? So first we just need to start from the first character of the infix array, and we just need to go to a null character, right? So one by one character we need to fetch it from the infix array, and then we have to process it. Now how can you process? So let's suppose here the first is x. X is what? It is a operand, right? It's not a operator. So operand always has to be there in the postfix array, right? So that is the first rule. If it is operand, that must goes to a postfix array. Let this is a plus. Plus is what? It is a operator. If it is a operator, that has to be pushed into the stack. So that is the second rule. Operand will be stored into the postfix. Operator will goes to the stack, right? Now suppose if you have a one operator is there in the stack, and suppose if the another operator comes, right, like star, so at that time you have to compare the priority of this operator multiplication with this operator, right? Here the operator which wants to be there in the we can say stack having a higher priority, right? Multiplication is having a higher priority than plus, so that will be simply pushed into the stack, right? But let's suppose if the scenario is something like this, let here what you have is you have a plus, you have a minus, okay, not plus and minus, but we'll take a multiplication and division, right? So multiplication is there, right, division is there, and now plus is coming, right? So here the operator which we need to push it into the stack having a lesser priority, right? If it is having a lesser priority than this multiplication, then you need to pop this, we can say star, and you have to insert it into the postfix, right? Now the star is removed, right? Now another operator is what? Slash. Slash is there. Again the plus is having a lesser priority, so this slash again will be popped, and that will goes to here, right? Now your stack is empty, and in that empty stack you have to insert a plus. So if lesser priority is coming, you need to pop out all the higher priority operators, and that operator whatever you are we can say popped from the stack, that you need to put it into the postfix array, right? What happen if the equal priority is coming? For example here minus is there and plus is there, and suppose another plus is coming. So if equal priority is there, still this plus this minus has to be popped out, and that will be inserted into the postfix array, right? So equal priority is there, still you have to pop. Lower priority operator is coming, and stack is having a higher priority on the top, so again you have to pop, right? Okay. Another two rules. The first rule which is related to the parenthesis. Let's suppose this is the stack, and here some operators are there, plus or minus or multiplication, whatever operators are there, but whenever this opening bracket, opening parenthesis is coming, you have to insert it into the stack, right? And what happens if the closing parenthesis will come? For example, the scenario is something like this: plus, minus, then opening parenthesis, then suppose multiplication, then modulo sign, right? and suppose closing parenthesis is coming. So see, if closing parenthesis is coming from the infix array, so obviously before that its opening has to be there in the stack, right? So between these two, whatever operators are there, that operators you need to pop and you have to insert it into the postfix array, right? So these are the common rules which we need to write while we are implementing this, we can say, as a program. So here, see, I am having a program. First, what we are doing is we are including the header file, that is called stdio.h, right? Standard input output header file, because we are going to use a printf and scanf function. Okay, Conio, it's okay, because you know we are using this, we can say, code block, and in that code block, Conio, we are not actually using the CLR, SCR, or you know, get ch kind of function. So if you are including it, it's fine. If you don't want to include, it's okay, right? For the turbo user, those students who are actually working with the turbo C++, they need to write a CLR, SCR and get ch function. So for that purpose, you need to include this conio.h, right? Okay, another header file, that is called C type. Why have you included the C type? Because I just want to check, right, whether it is an operator or operand, right? So let's suppose in this case, right, let this X, so I just need to check whether X is an alphabet or you know X is a digit, right? So there are several functions are there which we are using. For example, is digit. Now what this function will do is digit, right? So is digit function will returns a boolean value that can be true or false. Suppose if you are passing 3 here, so is digit function will return true. Why true? Because this is a digit, right? Who can be a digit? Obviously character 0 will be a digit, 1 will be a digit, 2 will be a digit, right? These are all the characters which are considered. These are the characters, right? Because I'm writing it into the single quotation mark. So these are the character, but they belongs to this 0 to 9 set. So is digit function of the C type library will returns you true, and by this you can trace it out whether this is, you know, it is a, we can say, digit, or another function is there which is called is alpha, right? Is alpha function that you can use it, right? And inside that, let if you pass anything like capital A or small a or capital B, small b, capital Z, small z, in that case this will returns a true, right? So in our case, whenever we are evaluating a expression, that expression can be a something like this: 2 plus 3 into 5. This is a one way to write the expression, infix expression, right? So let if 2 is a digit, then I will consider 2 as a operand, right? Okay, 3 is a operand because here is digit function will be true. Let's suppose if you have written an expression in this way, for example, A plus B, right, into C. So in that case, what happened here? A, B, C, this belongs to what? Is alpha, right? They are the alphabets, and if they are the alphabets, I will treat this A, this B, and this C as a operand, right? So whether the character we are scanning from the infix array, we need to pass it into the is digit or is alpha. If they are giving a true value, that means that is a digit, or that means that is a alphabet. So in that case it will be treated as a operand. But suppose what happens when we are scanning a plus sign? Obviously when we are scanning a plus sign from this infix array, so it is not a digit, so this will return false. And again, it is not a alphabet. Plus does not belongs to digit, plus does not belongs to alphabet, right? So in that case I will check this is a operator, right? So to distinguish between the operator and operand, we are going to use this type of functions which is known as a is digit and is alpha function, and these are the function which is available in the ctype.h header file. So obviously later on we will use those functions which is called is digit, is alpha, and due to that reason I have included the header file that is called ctype.h. Fine. Now the next is, here I have declared a constant variable max, and the value of that max variable is 100, right? Then obviously how can we we can say convert infix expression into the postfix, obviously with the help of a stack. So I need a stack, and for that purpose I have declared a stack array, right? And here, you know, everything is in the form of character. User is entering infix expression that will be in the character. So one by one character, you know, we need to read from this infix expression, and if we feel this particular character, whatever we are reading from the infix array, it is operator, in that case you need to push it into the stack, right? So here the data type of the stack will be a character, because here we are putting what? We are putting character like plus, minus, multiplication, division, and all the operators, right? So they are in the form of characters, so I have taken a character stack. Obviously, to maintain the stack we need a one more variable. Actually, okay, fine. Now it's okay. Fine. So now here we know that whenever we want to implement this stack, in that case we need a top variable, and when the program gets started, at that time top will be initialized with -1, right? Another two functions, that is a priority. So here, you know, how can you compare, you know, two operators, right? How can you instruct to your C program so that the C program will come to know this star is having a higher priority than plus, or you know, star is having a higher priority than modulo sign, and modulo sign is having a lesser priority, sorry, this plus is having a lesser priority than modulo sign, right? So how we can explain this thing to the computer? So obviously for that purpose what I have done is I have made a function, and based on what operator you are passing, the function will return a numerical values, right? For example, let's suppose we'll talk about a parenthesis. Parenthesis is okay, that is having a higher priority, and separate rules are there. But let's suppose if user is entering a caret or dollar sign, right? Obviously the priorities are equal, then you know, the priority will be given to the multiplication and division, then the priority will be given to the modulo sign, then the priority will be given to the plus and minus sign. So here what will we do is, let if this is there, right, will return say 0 or 1, 2, 3 or 4. So we will return, function will return suppose 4, right? Suppose multiplication or division is there, then the function will return 3, right? If modulo sign is there, then function will return what? 2. If plus or minus is there, the function will return what? 1. So that we can do the comparison, right? Here, let if you want to see multiplication is having a higher priority than plus, what will we do is, first I will call this function, right? And in this function I will pass some multiplication. So what is the priority of that multiplication? 3. So I will get 3 value, right? Now I just want to compare it with what? Plus. So what is the priority of plus? The function will return what? 1. So here the priority is 1. And now if you are comparing both the, you know, values, then you know 3 is a greater than 1. So we can say the multiplication is having a highest priority than a plus sign, right? Okay. So to convert, you know, the we can say operator into a numerical value, so that we can compare two operator who or which operator is having a higher priority, I have made a function, and for that purpose here I have returned a prototype, right? That is a get priority. Here we are passing operator, and function will return a numerical value 3, 4, 1 based on the operator we are passing to this particular function. Okay. Then we have implemented a character based stack, and you know that the stack is there, then there are two functions are there. One is a pop and another one is a push. Push is an insertion function, so whenever user is calling a push function, user will pass what? One character. Similarly pop, obviously it will return a character, it will return an operator, right? So push and pop functions are there. Okay, fine. Now we'll discuss this thing, right? What is push function? So push function, you know, already we have discussed how to implement this stack. So push and pop function coding, you know. So here user will pass the operator, and we will check whether the top is at the max -1. If top is on the, we can say, max -1 position, we will simply print a message that is a stack overflow. But you know, we have taken array size for the stack is 100, right? So this doesn't happen, right? 100, see, user will not write a that much large expression. Okay, and then we need to come out from this function. If everything is okay, if the stack is not full, in that case we just have to increase the top by 1, and on that incremented value, whatever operator is given by the user, that we need to store into the stack, right? So every time when push function is called, top has to be increased, and on the top position we need to put the value which user want to push it into the stack. Similarly, pop function, the coding already you know. Here I have declared a temporary variable. If top is having -1, that means a stack is empty, and if stack is empty, we are just printing a message that is stack underflow. If stack underflow is there, then we are just returning a null character kind of thing, right? Something like this, or you can also use a /0, right, or space, something. Okay, if you know, stack is not empty, whatever operator is there on the top of the stack, that we need to store into the temporary variable. We need to decrease the top variable by 1, and this operator, right, which was there, or the value which you are going to delete from the stack, that is in the temp, that is you are returning to the main function. Okay, this function is called a get priority function. So let's suppose if user is returning a dollar or caret kind of thing, so that is having a highest priority, so the function will return 3. Let if user is entering a operator, and that operator belongs to this star and divide, right? So in that case the function will return 2, because you know, star and divide will have a lesser priority than that dollar. Similarly, suppose if user is entering a modulo, so obviously the modulo is having a lesser priority than star and you know, division, so here we are returning 1. And suppose if user is you know, entering a plus and minus, in that case we are returning 0, otherwise we will return -1. So very simple program, right? Very simple function is there which is of get priority. Okay, now here in the main program, what we are doing, we have taken a 2 array. So first array is a infix, right, of size 100, right, because we have kept you know, we have stored we can say 100 in the max, right? So our constant max is having 100. Fine. Now another postfix array you have, again with the same size. Now we are just prompting to the user, right? A user, please enter infix expression, and whatever infix expression is entered by the user, that we are storing into the infix array, right, with the help of getAs function, right? Okay, now what will we do is we are just clearing the postfix array, this array, right? So we are just clearing. So let's suppose after declaration, if any garbage value is there in the postfix, that gets cleared, because you are copying a null string into the postfix. So this is a null string, right? Now you need to call a function which is called infix to postfix, and here I am passing both the array. So I am passing infix, I am passing postfix, and what this function will do, this function will read a 1 character from the infix array, and it will put it into the postfix array, right? And here in the postfix we are putting, or the function is putting the character in such a way that at the end, if you are reading the values into the postfix array, you will get exactly postfix of this expression, right? Infix expression. Finally, what we need to do is, now we have a postfix, so we need to print that postfix on the screen, right? So for that purpose I have used the puts function, and I am printing postfix array. Fine. Now the program is quite simple up to here. Every function is understood, right? So the main function, right? So we are just coming to this thing which is called infix to postfix. Okay, so here I am having a 2 pointer variable. One is a source pointer, second is a destination pointer. Source is, you know, is a pointer which is pointing to infix array, from which we are reading 1 by 1 character. right? And D pointer is pointing to the postfix array where we need to put all the values, right? Okay. One more thing, we are just taking two variable, that is integer I is equal to 0 and j is equal to 0. We have taken one character temp variable. Now what we need to do is we need to scan one by one character from the infix array. And who is pointing to infix array? S pointer, right? So till we are not getting a null character, we just have to take a one by one character from the infix array. And because my star S, my S pointer is pointing to infix array, so I have returned something like this, right? So initially we are starting with S of means infix array, and here what is the value of I? 0. So here you can understand infix array's 0th element, that means we are taking a first character, right? And then slowly and gradually we'll read second character, third character, right, up till we are not getting a null, right? This null is there, that means your infix array is ended. Okay, now suppose if the character you have scanned or taken from the infix array, if it is a parenthesis, right? Which parenthesis? Opening parenthesis. What you need to do? You just need to put the opening parenthesis into the stack. So I have just returned push, right? Which character you are pushing? This character, right? Because it is there on the ith position of your infix array. And now one character you have scanned from the infix array, and that was what? That was opening bracket. Opening bracket you have processed by pushing it into the stack, right? So now we have to go ahead with a second character. And how can we do it? By increasing the value of I, that is I plus plus, right? So now again, if condition is true, so computer will not execute any else condition, right? And computer will come here, and then again, now S of 1, is it null? Then the string is ended. If it is not null, again we'll check, is a opening bracket, right? If it is not a opening bracket, so we'll check it is a closing bracket. If it is a closing bracket, what we need to do is, unless we are not getting a opening bracket, we need to pop all characters from the stack, all operators from the stack, and we have to insert it into a postfix array, right? આપણે એ રૂલ સમજ્યા ને કે ક્લોઝિંગ બ્રેકેટ આવે તો જ્યાં સુધી એનું ઓપનિંગ ના આવે, એ બંનેની વચ્ચે જેટલા પણ ઓપરેટર હોય, you need to pop it and you have to insert it into the we can say postfix array. So here this means what? If stack is not empty, and second condition is what? If this is not occurring, right? જ્યાં સુધી opening bracket ના આવે અથવા તો stack empty ના થાય, you just pop the character, right? You just pop the operator from the stack, and that popped operator has to go where? Obviously into the postfix. So this is which pointer is pointing to the postfix array? D. So D of j is equal to pop. So whatever character, whatever operator is coming from the stack, it will goes to the postfix array, right? And here you have inserted one element in the postfix array, your j gets increased by 1, right? Okay, if top is -1, and suppose this loop is ended because of this condition, આમ તો આઈડિયલી શું હોવું જોઈએ કે ભાઈ ક્લોઝિંગ બ્રેકેટ આવે છે તો ઓપનિંગથી ક્લોઝ થવું જોઈએ, એનું ઓપનિંગ આવવું જ જોઈએ. પણ સપોઝ યુઝરે એવું એક્સપ્રેશન લખ્યું છે ઇનવેલિડ ઇનફિક્સ એક્સપ્રેશન કે જેમાં ઓપનિંગ છે જ નહીં અને ક્લોઝિંગ બ્રેકેટ છે, સો વી વિલ ગીવ અ મેસેજ, રાઈટ? સો એટ ધેટ ટાઈમ યોર સ્ટેક પોઇન્ટર will be empty, sorry, your stack will be empty, and if the stack is empty, we will print incorrect infix expression. Okay, another thing, otherwise what you need to do is you need to pop one character and you need to put it into the temp and then I plus plus. Second thing, let's suppose if the character you are scanning, right, if it is a digit or if it is an alphabet. What it mean? The character whatever you are getting from the infix array, it is a operand, and if it is a operand, simple, you need to take that character from the infix array and you have to put it into the postfix, right? So here one character is processed, right, of infix array, so I plus plus, and you have placed one character in the postfix array, right? So j plus plus. Okay, now suppose if it is not alpha, it is not digit, it is not closing bracket, it is not opening bracket, then we'll check the character which is coming from infix array whether it is an operator or not. So how many operators are there? We have plus, minus, multiplication, division, dollar, caret, modulo. If the character we are scanning from the infix array, if it belongs to this, right? See, everywhere I have used or, right? If it is a plus or minus or multiplication, that means it is a operator, right? If it is a operator, what we need to do is we need to compare the priorities, right? If the priority of the operator which is there in the stack, right? If the operator which is there in the top of the stack having a higher priority than the operator which we have scanned from the infix array, right? If it is having a higher priority, what you need to do is you need to pop the character, so pop the operator from the stack and you have to put it into d of j. Every time we are putting a operator into the, we can say, postfix, j has to be increased by 1, right? And afterwards, whenever we are coming out of this loop, the operator which wants to go into the stack, obviously we will push it, right? Another thing, obviously one character is processed, so I plus plus. Apart from this, if we can say opening bracket is not there, closing bracket is not there, operand is not there, right? Is digit is alpha, so operand is not there, operator plus minus is not there, and if something else is added by the user, right? So we will just simply print the message incorrect element in the infix expression. Fine. Now this loop will run till what? Obviously whenever a user is not reaches to a null character, right? So when this null character will be there, then the infix expression is ended, right? So this loop will be ended, right? Now what you need to do, the last thing is, now whatever remaining operators are there in the stack, all those operators we have to insert it into the postfix, right? જ્યારે infix expression પૂરું થઈ જાય તો સ્ટેકમાં જેટલા પણ છે operators, that operators we need to place where into the postfix. તો હવે જેટલા પણ બચ્યા છે operator stackમાં, every operator we are just doing a pop and we are inserting into the postfix array, right? And every time whenever you are putting something into the postfix array, j plus plus, right? And now if all the operators are completed, if your stack will becomes empty, at that time we will put a null mark, right? And this is what the end of your, we can say, infix to postfix function. So the program is quite simple, and I think in the last video, right, if you have observed, in the description I have placed a link. If you are just visiting then that link, then what you will get is you will get the program of implementation of stack by using a linked list, then how to reverse the string using a stack, and this program, that is infix to postfix, right? So I have already placed the program, right, in the last session's video, right? So you just go to the description of it. There is one link is there in the description. You just open that link and you will get all the programs of a stack, right? Okay, so this is how we can say write the program so that the infix expression has to be converted into the postfix. Now another thing, that is a second program where we need to write a program so that we can evaluate the postfix expression, right? So basically मैं तमने वो कीधु थू कि for example that we are writing an expression into this way, for example 2 plus into the bracket, suppose 3 or 3 star 5 or something like this, or let's we are not doing the bracket, we are writing in a very simple way. So let 2 plus 3 into 5, right, minus 7. Now you just tell me what will be the answer. You just comment what will be the answer if I am evaluating this expression, because you should know the evaluation of the infix expression, right? If you are not aware with how to evaluate the infix expression, what are the priorities and preferences of the operator, then how you will make a program which will be embedded into the calculator, right? So obviously we know that the first preference will be given to what, this one, multiplication. So 3 into 5, 15. 15 plus 2, that is 17. 17 minus 7, that is 10. So answer of this infix expression, that is a 10, right? Now as I said, if you want to evaluate this type of expression, right, it will be very difficult to make a circuitry, right, for, we can say, this evaluation, infix evaluation. So what we are doing is, now we are using a stack, and with the help of stack, what calculator is doing, calculator is converting this expression into the postfix, right? So what will be the postfix? How can we convert this expression into the postfix? So take a stack and compute how can we convert this expression into the postfix, right? Obviously the postfix expression is what, 2 3 5 star plus 7 minus, right? ओके, कोईना मगज में सर खरेखर आવું જ હોય. हाँ, प्रोग्राम बनाओ, you just make a program, run the program, enter this infix expression, see the output. If it is this, then your program is correct, right? Let's check. What was the expression? It was something 2 plus 3 into 5 minus 7. And see, this is the postfix expression, right? 2 3 5 star plus 7 minus. Okay, now as I said, the calculator is having a built-in binary program of stack, and that program is actually converting the infix expression entered by the user into the postfix. So this will be the postfix. Now how the answer will be evaluated? આનો answer 10 કેવી રીતે આવશે sir? Fine. As I said in the last lecture, to evaluate this, again the calculator is using a stack. Are you getting this? Calculator is using what? It is using a stack, and with the help of stack, the calculator is doing something like this. Like this is a stack. Okay, and which is the first character? It is 2. So 2 is a operand. Here operand will be stored into the stack, right? Pushed into the stack. Now second is what? It is 3. So here 3 is there. So 3 will be pushed into the stack. So now what will be there in the stack? We have 2 and 3. Okay, now what is next? It is 5. So here the 5 will be there, and what will be there in the stack? So 2, then 3, then 5. Okay, now here what will be the next? The next will be a star. Now what is star? It is operator or operand? Obviously it is a operator. Now whenever operator is there, you just have to pop 2 operands. So first operand, that is OP1, and second operand that will be stored into the OP2. Now the first thing, if I do pop, I will get what? 5, right? So this will be removed. Okay, another pop, so 3 will be removed, and this 3 will be here, right? Which operator? Operator is what? it is multiplication. So what is 3 into 5? 15. So 15 will be pushed into the stack. Okay, so here 15 will be there. Are you getting this? Okay, so this is something, 3 is here and 5 is here. So whenever operator is coming, right, you need to pop two operands. You have to do the operation, right, based on which operator is there, and then whatever answer is there, that answer you need to push it into the stack. So now what is there in the stack? Stack is having only two things. What are this? That is 2 and 15. Now again plus, whenever plus is there, right, what you need to do is you need to pop two operands, right? So the first is a 15, the second is 2. We have popped it, so now the stack will becomes empty. Which operator? Plus. So what is 2 plus 15? This is 17. 17 you need to push it into the stack. So now your stack is having what? 17. Okay, the plus is processed. Now what we have? We have 7. Okay, so now we have 7. 7 is a, it's operand. So operand has to be pushed. Simple pushed. Right? Operator when operator we are getting operator, at that time you need to pop two operands. We have to do that operation, and the answer we need to push it into the stack. Now the stack is having two things, that is, we can say 17 and 7, right? Now minus is there, so whenever minus is there, again what you need to do is you need to pop. So operator 2 is the 7, again pop, that is a 17, which is the operator, that is a minus. So OP1 minus OP2, what will be the answer? That is 10. Push that 10 into the stack. So here what you have is you have only one element in the stack, that is 10. And now here whenever null character is there, you popped out this item which is there in the stack, and that will be your final answer. Are you getting my point? So as I said, to convert, whenever you are entering an infix expression, the calculator will use a stack and it will convert it into the postfix. After making a postfix, again the calculator is using a stack circuitry, and the expression will be evaluated in this way, right? So this is called evaluation of a postfix expression. How to do this? Let's suppose if I have entered this expression, how can we compute the answer, right? For that purpose you need to write another program, that is called evaluation of postfix. Okay, postfix, and here I am having that program too, that is evaluation of the postfix, right? How to write the program, obviously we will discuss it into the next session. Currently in this session what will we do is we'll just execute the program and we'll see the output. So what was actually that our postfix expression was 235 into plus 7 minus. So I'm just entering that expression, 235 into plus 7 minus, right? So this is my postfix expression. If you press enter, you will get answer 10, right? And this is the way the calculator is handling the expressions. Okay, fine. How can we convert, we can say, the postfix expression into the result? How can we evaluate it, right? So its program we will discuss it into the next session. Fine. So I think the time is up, and today I will just keep my session up to here. If you have any question, query or doubt related to the today's discussion, you can unmute yourself and you can ask the questions.